Today we would like to demonstrate how to initiate your new labeling system. The pattern labeling system is an ideal solution for labeling any piece of clothing or item that you wish to distinguish. In this video you will see how, in a simple way, the textile labeling process is solved in a professional manner. But let's start from the beginning. When you purchase your labeling equipment, it will arrive in a single perfectly packaged box which contains the following items: label printer, heat press machine, and the different types of label cartridges that our system is capable of utilizing. On one hand, we have the label printer with built-in keyboard with its power adapter and built-in battery. On the other hand, we possess a Pro heat press with its power cable. And it's vital to mention that we also have the cartridges. I informed them that in this instance we will label various clothes using a 12mm 8M thermoadhesive textile cartridge. But they should know that they will also be able to print adhesive labels from this printer. We can differentiate what each cartridge is used for by looking at its description on the label. HTA12 is the standard black cartridge on a white background for labeling garments. But you should know that we have more colors available in both adhesive cartridges for objects and thermoadhesive cartridges for garments. Let's leave them here next to us and let's take a look at the heat press. Here we have the heat press along with its power cable. There is no more. Well, let's begin. As you can see, this printer has a built-in keyboard. Although I have connected it to the power with its adapter, this printer incorporates a latest generation battery and compartment for conventional batteries. This enables you to utilize it in any location. At this moment, we are going to print labels based on what we believe is the most precise configuration. We take the cartridge. We remove the tape and insert it in this manner. Do you observe how effortless it is? I take the opportunity to show you where the battery is and the compartment for standard batteries is. We start the printer with the power button that we have on the keyboard. The initial screen is this one, and we have to pay attention to its indicators. Capital E to lowercase indicates that the letters we write, the first one will be in uppercase and the following ones in lowercase. 1 indicates that we are on line 1. This is the screen where we enter the name that we want to use as a label for the garment. We have the option to print the label in 1, 2, or 3 lines and can choose to use uppercase or lowercase letters for the text. We suggest printing the labels in 2 lines with the first and last names, but this is merely a recommendation and we will observe how it is done. To capitalize all the letters, we are going to press the uppercase A key to lowercase, which is located on the keyboard below the left next to the blue key that contains the arrow pointing upwards. You witness how the uppercase E indicator on the screen is presently completely in uppercase, E transformed to uppercase. This indicates that the printer will always write in uppercase. Let's write the name, for instance, Daniel Fernandez. We write the name Daniel and press OK. Do you see that a 2 has appeared on the left side of the screen? This indicates that we are currently on line 2 and now we write Fernandez. When we finish writing it, we don't have to press OK because otherwise we are telling the printer to print a 3rd line. If we executed it without any writing, it would yield a blank line, leading to a reduction in the size of the written label. Now that we have the text, let's configure it. To do this, we will follow the instructions in the quick guide that we have provided you with. We press the uppercase A key to convert it to lowercase and modify the last option in bold style. We press the menu key and adjust the alignment, center and margin, reducing them. And finally, we press the blue key with the image of a printer and adjust the number of copies and density, increasing them by 2. It is important that when we set the number of copies, it is the highest possible, since the printer, when printing, makes a small cut in the ribbon to align it and then prints each label consecutively by cutting it. And we press the blue key with the image of the printer once more and we obtain our labels. Now we only need to affix it to the garment using the heat press machine and we will be able to do this. Here we have the press with which we are going to attach the printed labels to the different garments. The press is set to 163 degrees 13 seconds, which is the marking temperature and exposure time. We connect the power cable to the back of the press and turn it on with the red button. When it turns on, we see two indicators. This one you see rising is the one that indicates the set temperature of the label. We have to wait until it reaches 163 degrees to have the correct set temperature. It takes a while, and when it reaches 163 degrees it will stop. 3 degrees will separate. This number 13 indicates the standard set time we need for attaching the label to conventional garments. And very important, here we have the pressure regulator. This regulator must be configured in such a way that when the heat press is set, it exerts enough pressure on the label to properly attach it to the garment. It's extremely simple. We will observe that it has an adequate amount of pressure when we need to apply force to it while repairing and lifting it. We have to find a way to fix it and lift it a little. Well, we have already reached the 163 degrees that we consider ideal for marking. Do you see that the temperature has already stopped rising and fluctuates very little? Well, now is when we have to start scoring, not before. We receive the garment, position it in the designated fixing area, attach the label, and gently lower the press to securely fix it in place. Do you see how it sounded and the impact it made when I fixed it? This means that it is applying enough pressure. We wait for a duration of 13 seconds, and when it emits a beeping sound, we maintain the pressure in this manner and raise it up again. Holding the press is not necessary, but I recommend it at the beginning until you get familiar with its handling. Here is the impeccably labeled garment. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to inform you that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much for your valuable time and consideration.